Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the video. I guess you're watching this because you're pretty much a beginner to day trading. Well, that's what the title is. So if you like the video, like it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to start trading live. You don't want to miss it. All right, so you're a beginner. You're looking to get into day trading. Whether you're trying to do it as a side hustle or your main thing, um, I'm going to give you a couple tips, some things that I would do, and keep it simple is probably the number one thing. You ever go and they got trend lines and all these lines all over the place. I would say your number one thing when starting out as a beginner is to probably put just a couple moving averages on your chart. One of them being the 200. You should put VWAP on your chart, which is this white line. You should definitely do pivot points, and you can even take this off and the orb. So your chart's pretty simple. I mean, that's how I personally do it. And then what you do is you kind of back test. So the green is, the orb top or bottom, and they're just spots of where things happen, where you get resistance, where you get support. Um, and I create my strategy around these areas. So VWAP is big. You get a lot of bounces on VWAP, you get a lot of rejections on VWAP, depending if you're above or below. Same thing with pivot points. Also, I wouldn't trade a 1 minute chart. One of the things that I would do is probably back it out to a 5 minute chart, is probably where I would go. This will reduce the noise, the fakes, um, the fake breakouts, um, and things like that. I would never trade breakouts. If you're new to day trading, I would only trade retests. So something that, otherwise you're going to end up getting faked out a lot, like something like this, where we spike through VWAP and then, the retest just failed. I would not, it just kind of keeps you from getting caught in things. Um, you do get a lot of bounces on the 200, as you could see. I'm not talking like right exactly on the line, but just in the vicinity of the area. Nothing's ever exact. You could see, look, wick, but closed right at the 200. I mean, these are all bounces that you could probably take and make a little profit. Um, pivot points. Pivot point is up here. You just look, can't get over. Um, you know, VWAP is definitely one. I would also only do first touch. So if something comes down, hits VWAP, bounces off, the next time it comes down to VWAP, I probably wouldn't be playing it. I only do first touches when I talk to new traders. Um, you know, any type of resistance after the first touch is probably no longer resistance if you're a newer trader. You want to keep things simple. The biggest thing also is overtrading. You want to focus on making 1 to 3 solid trades a day. And when you make these trades, one thing that a lot of new people do is like, all right, so for argument's sake, say we were looking for a bounce on VWAP. All right, we were up here and we started to come down. You're like, oh, VWAP is gonna the spot we're gonna buy. They'll buy like right here, and then your stop will be right below VWAP. And what happens is it sweeps under VWAP, it gets all those stop losses, and then comes literally right back. And that's kind of what gets newer traders is they have such a tight stop loss that they'll get stopped out, and then just like this example, it will then bounce, and you'll miss out. That you'll this which would have been a really nice gain turns into a loss. So yeah, I would instead of playing you know, one mini, like I would be playing micros if you're playing futures. I would play super small, so little sweeps like this won't stop you out. Um, I would set it so you give yourself probably like 15 points of downside. Um, so if you're here at 75, I'd probably set it at like 60 as my stop, and that will allow you to let it move, but make it so you're probably only trading about two micros, three micros. Um, you got to let it move around and no more tight stops. Um, when you look at the cues, the orb is what I play on the cues. I mean, you have orb bounces, you got the tops. This is a prime example of a retest. Like we broke, we come back, we retest this orb. Obviously, it sweeps under, comes back up, and you got a nice bounce there. Um, and then you have your first touch of VWAP from the top. And this is why you don't play second touches. Look, second touch goes right through. First touch is always the strongest. Um, Pivot point bounces. Keep it simple. You don't want a lot of lines on your chart. This purple line is the 9. I would even take that off. So I would have the 34, the 200, and that's it. And then, orb top, orb bottom, pivot points. That's it. This is all on TradingView. You can see right here. And here's the indicators right here. I would even take this off, so it's even less. And that's it. You want to keep it simple. I think everybody gets so infatuated about all these indicators, all these things. Also, if you go down to like the 1 minute, you're going to get caught up in, oh, I think it's going to break out. Oh, no, I got stopped out. And you're going to get chopped up. When it starts chopping around, you're going to be going long and then short and then long and then short. And you're just going to get yo-yoed and you're going to lose money. Wait until it hits an area. Prime example was actually today. I sat around for an hour and a half of not doing anything because I was trying to get as close to this line as possible. And then finally, we got right here, and I took it, and I took this down. I mean, you just got to be patient. There's always going to be a trade setup during the day for the most part. It's just you got to wait till it happens. You can't force it. Don't short at the bottom. So argument's sake, see right here, if I drew a line, you would say, oh, this broke support. And you would get short right here, and then it would come right back up, and then it would run, and then you would lose money. You never short on the break of support. It's just like a breakout. You never buy on a breakout up here because you're gonna get smoked. You buy at support, you sell at resistance. So you're looking to buy down here, and then you're looking to sell up here, not the other way around. So those are like the basics. I'm not going to get too in the weeds with certain things. Um, I basically follow this probably 90% of the time. Obviously, I look for trend breaks like right here today. If I drew a line, when this broke out, I played that. But you don't need to be doing this. This is just more. This is like once you start evolving, you start getting your own thing, then you can start drawing trend lines and things like that because they kind of come with a bias. You have to be unbiased when drawing trend lines because now you can kind of draw things. You can manipulate the chart to make it look to do things that you want it to look like. While if you're using pivot points and you're using moving averages, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do to manipulate it. The lines are the lines. And I would probably start there on my journey as a beginner day trader. Um, so I hope you learned some things. Comment in the video if you want to, if you have questions, and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right. Best of luck with your journey. Thanks.